Pix combo was pretty much what sealed the deal in that game. Like having those two ultis that both work against BKBs, it's just.
And they were behind when they took that fight.
Yeah,
they were like 18-10 or something, and then they just crushed them.
Yeah, it was really cool to see that RTK gets his Darkseer. It's going to be a good game, we can see from just that. And I didn't have it was Lina and Darkseer, right?
Yeah, Lina and Darkseer.
Yeah.
And Gyro first pick. They won't get the Winter Wyvern though this time around, but...
Yeah, but still it's like a bit compared to like what I said about Secret's game is that now EHOM already have a decent combo with Darkseer. I mean, if they, for example, if this Lina will hold the like quality of Chinese Lina players in this tournament, we will probably expect like some 4-man triple stun. So I really like the picks.
We really have in this tournament 2 different ways to play Darkseer. Like there's the Chinese Darkseer, which is really the team fight oriented Darkseer, and the Secret Darkseer that we saw was more of a just push out the lanes, pressure the map, find pickoffs, just out-rotate the opponent.
Yeah. So I did a lot of solo plays where RTK, I don't really see him do those kind of plays so often, but...
Last time he played Darkseer here, he was running in under the enemy tower a lot. Like, he plays aggressive and reckless.
Yeah.
And that kind of set up a lot of people to TP react, and then his team was with him. And they just got a team wipe.
That's very interesting about RTK's style of offlane. He has almost always had this kind of role. Like, if you remember back in even DK, or in Vichy as well last year, like, he plays very aggressive, and he has gotten a lot of criticism for that in the past.
He's like Trixie, right?
Yeah,
but better.
But in many cases, I think it's more thought through than people actually think. Because every time, as an offlane, if you make the opponent team use 2 TPs just to punish this offlaner who is already kind of supposed to not have a good time, it is worth it. Kind of.
It's like when he goes in and plays aggressive, if it doesn't work and he just dies, people are like, he's so bad. You know? And when he actually goes in and something happens after and they end up team wiping, we actually forget that it's because he pressured.
And you often stop the rotations that usually happen that 2 supports smoke to mid. If the 2 supports can never leave the lane because they have to deal with this offlaner, it usually hurts more than it actually benefits you that you keep on killing him.
Yeah, you don't say that he's probably winning the other lanes thanks to him.
It's things like that can open up a tier 1 tower push as well. If people TP to react against an aggressive, only reckless Darkseer, then maybe they cannot defend the top tower anymore. You can just go for a timing push.
Exactly. Other than that, I can come with my Gyrocopter is a good hero, I've noticed here at TI.
A little bit.
I don't know. Do you think it's one of House's best heroes, right?
He plays it really well. Yeah.
It's always been.
It's currently picked 81 times, 60% win rate.
For how?
At TI5. Just
for the hero in
He's been playing Gyro for like forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember even TI3.
Yeah, TI3, I think even TI4.
TI4, yeah. He's always been playing Gyro.
I was actually thinking about that if they will have some awards for these heroes, like maybe Gyro that will like be in every TI final or something like that,
Yeah, definitely.
The hero has been nerfed, and then you think it's not going to be good. It's a bit like Storm, that you think like, nah, it's Death Ball now, we can't use this hero. And then you're like, well, actually, he's perfect. And the EHOM stole the Rubik.
Yeah, you can't ban it, and you just...
Kind of ironic, really, isn't it?
Eating a Rubik. What now, a Rubik?
Yeah, I'm so funny.
I liked it. I thought that was
I didn't know. But I think Rubik is always a great pickup against Earthshaker, especially, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it.
He did a lot in the last series. Unfortunately, he didn't get Fisher all the time, but it's always, that rival, like that duo between Shaker and Rubik. You always want to use a totem after the
Call down is really good as well. Barrage is quite decent, so...
Flak as well, great.
Yeah, Flak.
It also makes it hard. Normally when you pick Earthshaker, you want to have some other good combo spells with it, so you don't really just pick a Shaker and that's it for stuns. So there's going to be something else for the Rubik to steal, and there's some good spells already.
That's the Ice Zeus?
Yeah.
Zeus offlane?
Pretty
been
likely.
a while since we've seen it.
Yeah, 10 games at TI5.
But Super has played some games of Zeus as well, right?
Yeah, I think it still might be a mid Zeus.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean that it's going to be offlane.
I do want to point out, though, that of the 10 games, there's only been 2 wins on Zeus.
Yeah, I was going to say, that hero has very so win ratio. But, I mean, at the same time, I kind of understand what it looks like Vichy Gaming. They just want to fight. They want to be able to fight EHOM.
Yeah, going up against the Darkseer Lina, normally you're like, oh, they have a really good team fight already, but they're trying to outpower that. Gyrocopter is a great carry for team fight. Shaker, Zeus. Now they have all the damage, AoE damage particularly. So 5v5 is fine, but they still need the hero to initiate the fight, I feel. Unless Shaker can.
And I would be surprised if they don't get any more late game potential. I guess that Vici might be one of those teams that do a lot of one core, but where I see like teams like CDEC and LGD, they usually do this duo core where like the cores can fight, but they also have this super late game potential that is like, okay, if this game goes to 60 minutes, we're not gonna lose. If we just don't get too destroyed.
That's very typical for eHome as well. They always have, you know, the fallback. In this game already, they have the Darkseer wall, they have Luna, so, you know, that game is looking very safe for them, no reason to panic. And that's a pretty good feeling to have going into it.
Luna and Gyro are quite even, I guess, in care potential. Gyro might be a bit stronger.
I think Luna is like a weaker version of Gyro. It's like
replacement.
You have a longer cooldown.
Yeah, you're probably correct there, that they're similar, but...
In a way, it's a little bit better for pushing in general, but like the
Luna Darkseer in late game is quite scary to face, though. Really, Luna and Darkseer in late game.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But it's hard to design because Gyro has the potential of doing this insane damage with Divine, whatever. While Luna might have a bit harder time of getting close enough to her opponents.
I mean, they have more burst though, I think, Vici. Like, if you look at the head-on fight, how the fights are going to start, eHome needs to like start with probably a use from or a Rubik Leaf.
Naga is not banned yet.
And the Earthshaker is just it's much easier for the Earthshaker to just fissure and they blow some out with Zeus.
But what kind of approach would you take for this game? Like, if you were eHome, would you fully commit to this Death Ball now, or would you throw in a quite farm heavy? Not farm heavy.
I think their lineup revolves around they want to just hit the tower and Earthshaker just sits behind, and if you try to come in, there's Fissure and Zeus. So it's difficult for you to just run in, and there's call down as well.
I feel like eHome, they have the dire advantage in that game, which is not to be underrated. Like, they have insane team fight around Roche Pit, Darkseer, Luna. I think they can take it late game because it's going to be very easy for them to secure it. Obviously, BKBs are going to be super important, but once they have those BKBs, then Vici's lineup is not so scary. And then they can go for the time Roche. Vici can't really take it so far.
Do you think that Vici is going to ban the Storm now, or are they going to
I think it's a great Storm. I think they're like baiting it. Maybe they're like scaring them with the Disruptor, but I think it's a very good Storm game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that like Vici might be leaving the Storm because they feel that they are already ready to deal with it, but I would be scared about it. I wouldn't want to play Seat-wise Storm.
I would have banned it.
But TA, I think that both TA and Storm actually look very good here, right?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking as well. The TA pick looks pretty good here. I always look out for that, dude.
Alright.
No, I think it's Storm is playable, as you guys say, even if Disruptor is good against him. But Naga Siren not being banned out this late into the game.
Well, that is interesting. So it's going to be a Lina mid most likely.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that would change a lot of the things. Now eHome has total control of when to take the team fights. That's actually really strong. Like,
I feel like
they can just song and go into the wall.
It's going to be almost impossible to contest Roche for Vici Gaming if they go there with 5. It's such a hard lineup to fight into.
It's not the best Roche lineup they have, though. It's like Luna is good, but the rest of them...
I mean,
Dina is good.
The thing is, like, if they take a fight at Roche, they are going to win. There's Darkseer and the Song.
I feel like you can always Roche with Luna. When you have 5 heroes, like, it's not so hard because of the physical bonus damage. And Naga can just get a medallion or something, and then just Roche is going to go down.
I just feel like the laning phase is going to be very important for eHome, though. Like, sure, they're very strong in the Roche fight, but...
Oh, interesting. Super Pugna as well.
Yeah.
This is a bit weird.
So it is Dice Ice, Zeus.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen, for taking us through the draft. Let's head down to the arena, where Odie, Pixel and Cinnamon are waiting to bring you the first game.
Hello indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final series of the day. eHome up against Vici Gaming as we get ourselves ready to go in. And what a game it's going to be, of course. eHome not down here from the upper bracket, and Vici Gaming haven't lost a single game so far in the main stage.
Yeah, they started down here, so they're used to it.
They did, they did.
It's going to be a little bit of a new experience for eHome. Man, this series is going to be crazy. I love the draft. I think there's some really cool picks in here. Of course, it's great to see a Pugna played, finally. I think this is the first Pugna pick at the main event, apart from Cloud9's less fortunate experience with it in the second game of the series. I do believe they had the Pugna. And this is not a support Pugna, by the way. This is a core Pugna. It's played by Super. They've thrown Ice, Ice, Ice onto the Zeus, so it's an off-lane Zeus. Yeah, I mean, what more do you want? And Gyro got through.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
How good is Gyro? I mean, Indeed, yeah. But I like the fact as well, of course, we saw in the draft, eHome this time. They've got the Rubik, so we'll see, of course, what good old DDC will be able to do with that, and maybe show FY a thing or two. We'll see what goes down. But yeah, as you said, it's interesting to see the Pugna. I mean, talking to a lot of kind of the teams beforehand, a lot of them were saying you're going to see a lot of Pugna this tournament, and we haven't really. I mean, why do you feel this is the game that Vici think that the core Pugna is going to do it for them?
There's a lot of really high mana cost spells in the Dire. Darkseer uses a lot of mana in fights. Lina as well will be scared to cast her entire array of spells. It seems like it's just a plan Vici had going in. It didn't. I'd be surprised if it was something that just came up with on the fly. They're like, okay, now Pugna's good, because there's been plenty of this type of games. It seems like they've prepared this beforehand going in, that this could be a big pick for them. Of course, need to keep in mind Decrepify, also a very good ability, always gives you the flexibility of saving one of your allies, of course amplifying the Zeus. The combo that Vici have when it comes to spell damage is absolutely ridiculous, and eHome are going to need their EKBs. That's one thing that's for sure.
Absolutely. C2Y has to be able to secure himself the top rune. Super, likewise, grabbing himself this bottom rune. I mean, the question is, of course, in the mid lane, how does Pugna kind of match up against the Lina?
I think it's a pretty even lane. I guess I'll give a slight edge to Lina. She has a little bit better base damage, a little bit better range. Pugna has the superior movement speed though, so if it comes to ganks, can perhaps escape potential rotations a little bit better. And both of them have good spells to clear waves with. They're pretty mana efficient, both of them. Netherblast costs 85 for 100 damage.
Top lane, I mean, Ice getting brought back here by the telekinesis, and well, Yang and DDC gonna give him the old chase down. He's going to be okay for the time being, but this has got to be a bit of a tricky lane here for the Zeus. I mean, Zeus off lane, not something that we've seen in quite a long time.
No, it seems like they just wanted to throw eHome off. Like, eHome were definitely expecting a Zeus mid for Super. It's something Vici played earlier in the tournament. And, this was not what they were thinking was going to happen when they saw the Zeus pick, but they've adapted to it pretty well. Ice yet to get his first experience point. He should be getting it relatively soon here, but he needs to be careful with DDC. Really forcing him out of lane right now.
And at the same time, Ice is able to find the XP for level 2. I'm sure both DDC and the Lina will already have it. Mid lane, C2Y coming in. As training hits with Super, will find the light strike array. Hasn't got the mana to follow it up though. So far in the mid lane, 5 for 2, 5 for 2. So both heroes getting pretty much an even amount of farm here in this mid lane.
Yeah, as mentioned, this is probably how it's going to play out until we get the first rotation. So looks like Fenrir is gonna put down a fissure here. I think C2Y can get around this. No, he actually can't. He's gonna have to run through the river. They might even try to go for this one with the crap.
They're slowing him down, moving in. Ice is actually rotated around as well to see if he can help out the team. Chasing down C2Y, find the light strike array onto Super, but they're gonna continue to go for it here. One more zap will do it, and the rotation from the off-lane Zeus there securing VG first blood.
What a fantastic fissure that was. C2Y did not see that coming at all. Gets blocked off, and there's the superior movement speed actually. It came into play. Super was able to catch up as the, I believe, 25 higher, yep, and gets the Decrepify, which was changed. It's a 3.5 second duration on all levels, which in my opinion was a pretty big buff to Pugna for situations like this. And Zeus with the rotation, Ice. I think, again, those were his first experience points. He's still level 1, but if you can't get it done in the top lane, you can go gank mid with your level 1 Zeus, I guess. He was needed too. Like, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, it's
that they predicted they could get away with it. It was incredible.
So, I mean, that is the thing as well. The fact that you're running this off-lane Zeus, if he doesn't find anything from the off-lane, what is the backup plan for Ice? How does he keep himself in the game?
The moment he gets level 2, he can technically jungle.